Welcome to Rizvi's e-learning channel.
Good morning students, how are you? So today we are going to start a new topic in software engineering. The topic of today is SDLC, or you can say software development life cycle. This is actually a very important and very common topic, and questions from this topic almost 80% appear in every software engineering exam. So you have to understand this topic very thoroughly. So let's start. Software development lifecycle is used to facilitate the development of a large software product in a systematic and well-defined and cost-effective way. So basically what you can understand here is that the SDLC, or software development lifecycle, is used to help develop a software in a systematic, well-defined and cost-effective way. Okay, so this SDLC specifies some instructions so that it can help in developing a software. An information system goes through a series of phases from conception to implementation. This process is called software development lifecycle. So this was one definition. This is another definition. And various reasons for using life cycle model includes: it helps to understand the entire process, enforce a structured approach to development, enables planning of resources in advance, enables subsequent controls of them, and aids management to track process of the system. So these are some of the advantages that following a software development life cycle will bring with it, so that the developer can achieve these advantages during the process. It will help the entire process, okay, and it enforces the structured approach for the development. There is a structured approach to develop a software, and when you use life cycle model, it will force the developer to use that structured model. It will enable planning of resources in advance. So planning means what you have to do, you have already known before. If you want to do something and you need some things for that work, then you should know and you should already have acquired those items, so that the speed of productivity is not affected, and enabling the subsequent control of them. So you have to own the resources and you should control the resources. You can use those resources whenever it is required, and it aids the management to track the progress of the system. So first of all, in this life cycle model, we should do a feasibility study. What is this? The main aim of feasibility study is to determine whether it will be financially and technically feasible to develop the software. So this is the first priority of any software development team to know, is that whether the software which you are going to develop, is it necessary, is it required, or there is some other software already built for the same purpose. So if the requirement is not there, if the demand is not there, then the sale will also be affected. So if there is a software needed in the market and there is not many options available, and you build that software, that will be your feasibility positive response. Requirement analysis and specification. So what is this? It will specify or mention or note down all the requirements that are being given by the subsequent buyer, or who is ordering to develop the software. Whatever they need in the software, they should have given a thorough requirement of the software. So you should have a specification or the requirement of the software which you are going to build, and you should develop the software according to the requirements. This software requirement specification in the SDLC is known as software requirement specification, or SRS. All right. Next part is the design. So the design is the after the feasibility study is positive and the requirement in the specification has been met, now you start in the procedure of building a software. But before developing the software, you should know the design, how the main software will look. So the designing work is done in this form. The goal of the design phase is to transform the requirement specified in the SRS into a structure that is suitable for implementation in some programming language. So this will give the design part of the software, and then that design part will be implemented by any programming language. Then the fourth part is the coding and unit testing. So after the design phase, when the design is complete, now you are going to implement the design in the programming language with the help of any coding language that you know or the programmer. Alright. Then after coding and continuous testing, the program will come in a running phase. After the coding, the integration and testing is done. I already told that coding can be done, but you have to continuously test that software so that no errors and bugs can be present in the software. And last part of the SDLC is the maintenance part. Maintenance of a software product requires much more effort than necessary to develop the product. Many studies carried out by the firm that indicates that the relative effort of development of a typical software to its maintenance effort is roughly 40 to 60 ratio, means continues the software in use. Alright. So now different software lifecycle models have been proposed so far. So there are more than one software development lifecycle models available in the market. You have to know all those models so that you can know which is the best for your firm and to implement that software development model into your system. Each of them have some advantages and some disadvantages. A few important commonly used lifecycle models are: number one is classical waterfall model, second is iterative model, prototyping model, evolutionary model, spiral model, and rapid application development or RAD model. So these are some of the software development lifecycle models that we will learn in details in the next coming videos. So this was the very big beginning or the basics of SDLC. I hope you understood this topic. See you in the next video. Thank you.